What's going on? What's going on? We back. Goodfellas Sports TV up in this thing. Let's jump right into it. Apparently, Eddie Hearn was basically saying if these dudes want to come to the zone, they gotta, and fight Canelo, they gotta basically come to the zone. Oscar De La Hoya told Fight Hub today, I read that, you don't have to sign with the zone or necessarily sign with the zone to fight Canelo. That's what he said. Basically, you come over there, get your shot. And if you win, you leave away. If you lose, it is what it is, But I think it's more of you probably won't have to Golden Boy have options for you on you. And wanted to address this real quick. I seen a post by Cali Enigma, his video, he screenshotted with Jermall Charlo on Twitter, told Eddie Hearn you gotta come with a better offer than what you originally came for if you want me to jump ship to the zone. And I must let people know, and hopefully let's get back to the Charlo. Maybe he's not ignorant to the situation. I would hope not, but some fighters seem to be ignorant to situations. Fighters keep signing with Top Rank, knowing that what they do to fighters and their history of just messing with fighters and fighters leaving there and having a fruitful career. But people keep going for it. So, a lot of times you don't know what fighters do or don't know, because they seem so ignorant to the situation. You still got fighters signing slave contracts, and I had an argument with some people about that before on social media, where they said, well, they can't afford people to read these contracts over. They can't afford lawyers or whatever. At the end of the day, if my family can't get money together for me to afford a lawyer to read through my boxing contract, and I got this Louis on or these Jordans on and all this other stuff, then, we in a sad predicament in the family. If the family can't give me no money to lawyer up to read this boxing contract, then, obviously, when I make it, I don't need to mess with them. So you always should read your contract, even if you got to study the contract and read every part of the contract yourself at the bare minimum and get clarification on it from, maybe somebody can, you can delegate to somebody, to a friend of the family. But just saying that to say this, if you, let's say hypothetically, Jermall Charlo went to the zone as a free agent. He fought Canelo on the zone on a one-fight deal. You have to knock him out. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You can box a perfect fight and still not to get a decision, Jermall Charlo. So you have to go over there and knock him out. No ifs, ands, buts about it. If you go into the zone to challenge anybody, purse bid or free agent fighter, you must go over there and knock him out. And you must understand that is the situation. They are not going to invest $365+ million into a fighter and let you come from another network and walk away from the belt. Even though PBC, you seen other fighters that had other promoters went over there and left with a belt. They don't tell you about that. They don't tell you how Lomachenko beat Gary Russell and left with a belt. They don't tell you how Kell Brook went over there and beat Sean Porter and left with a belt. There's plenty of fighters that come to PBC and get a fair shake. Now, most of the times I see the robberies with PBC is with the prospects like Marcus Brown, and the guy that fought on Showtime a couple months ago was a nasty robbery on those levels. We talking about elite championship level fighters. You don't really see too many robberies when people come over to the PBC, because they have a bridge and they don't want to kill that relationship, so they like to keep all their bridges open and don't burn them down. But what Jermall Charlo needs to know, if you go to the zone as a free agent to fight them, then you must go over there to complete the mission and get the knockout. You against the A-ball. There's no complaining. There's no sorry. You have one mission. It is not to win by unanimous decision, because that's impossible. It's not to win by split decision. That's impossible. It's not to get a draw, because then, they definitely going to rob you next time. You must go over there to train for a knockout. Nothing more, nothing less. You must train for a knockout. You must execute the plan to get the knockout. And if you don't get the knockout, then you have to shut up. Hold your head high and just keep it moving. Just know, if you're not a knockout artist and you plan on going to the zone to fight a cash cow like Canelo Alvarez, you might as well don't even put the key in the ignition and try it. All right? You might as well don't even do it. You got to understand, what do you want to sell yourself for? Now, if you want to go to the zone long term, okay, you're going to get your money, but guess what? Exposure is going, you being part of the problem, not the solution. Now, most fighters don't care about being part of a problem that's ultimately going to be the death of boxing or trending towards the detriment of boxing. Most people don't care about that. These fighters today care about their pockets. So They don't care that they leave the game worse than when they found it, instead of leaving the game better than when they found it. So if you a guy that just care about your money, which every fighter do, this is more of a prize fighting business than it's ever been in the history of boxing. Okay? If you just care about your pockets, which 95% of these fighters that fight today do on the elite prize fighting level, then the zone is the place for you. If they give you the bad, loyalty is out the window. Okay? Loyalty to Showtime. They want to be loyal. They can tie you up in a network program. Then if you go to the zone and you can beat Canelo, then they have control of you. Then you're more likely to be able to beat Canelo on points or get a decision. But then again, he's worth $365 million to them. So you were worth nothing. They will buy you out your contract, if you unhappy. Or they'll let you walk. Canelo, no. So you really in a bad predicament. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to go to the zone and you want to try Canelo and get the guaranteed money, I'm not mad at you. Do it. But just know if you go over there as a rental, as a one-fight basis, then you know what's going to happen. Then that's when you got to stack the L and say, man, we're going to need to win this purse bid. Because I know if I go over there, I'm not going to win. Unless I get the knockout. But to the second part of the question, second part of the video, should he go to the zone? Well, he does have options and he have a few scenarios. He has scenarios that could put money in his pocket without fighting. And I'm not talking about a purse bid or a step aside money, excuse me. He has a scenario where he's the interim title holder, okay? By WBC laws, he's the interim title holder. He accepted that. He pays sanctioning fees for that, okay? For one, they can't pay him step aside money. He can hold that interim belt, okay? That's one of his options. Two, if they don't abide by him and go by their rules and give him a mandatory shot at Canelo at a respectable or a good time frame, he can sue the WBC through the Muhammad Ali Act for wrongful treatment, and you can sue a lot of money through that. Or three, he could tell Al Heyman once they first do order the mandatory, send it straight to purse bid. I need to win this purse bid. They take it to purse bid, and if he win it, then I'm telling you, Canelo's gonna drop that belt. Plain and simple. And also, he has the option of, which I might talk about this later on tonight on the live stream, whatever. Then he has the option of this. Well, it sounds like Canelo has just entertained the fact of staying at 168, depending on how it goes. And Oscar says Callum Smith is a real ideal opponent for him. Okay. In my opinion, he get knocked out by Callum Smith, but hey, that's not my opinion. This is my opinion, just thinking off top. Okay. So they open to fight Callum Smith if he's comfortable at 168. That means the belts will be dropped. He will get his belt. That means Ryota Murata may be ordered if he get past Rob Brandt tomorrow on ESPN Plus, by the way. Shout out to Rob Brandt. Minnesota in the house. I see your boy Mr. Boxing today. He's from Minnesota, I believe. Okay. And he does stay at 168 and they drop the belt. Then we don't have no problem. That means Ryota Murata will fight somebody for the vacant belt, for the vacant super belt. Somebody will be ordered to fight for the regular WBA belt. Charlo will be he will be elevated to regular super WBC champion. So then you will have Charlo WBC champion. And if Derevchenko beats Danny Jacobs, then you will have the IBF champion Derevchenko. Now they easily can throw the bag at Derevchenko, but what does Derevchenko bring to the zone? Nothing at 13 fights. He just beat Danny Jacobs. So you will have Danny Jacobs. And we'll have Derevchenko if he beats Danny Jacobs next weekend with an excellent fight on one of the last fights on HBO. HBO got another card in December or November, by the way. If he beats Danny Jacobs, PBC out of IBF, and the zone don't just pay for him or buy him or buy his belt. And then if Canelo chooses to stay at 168 or they do a purse bid and Canelo drop the WBC belt, either way, then PBC wins again. They control two of the belts. ESPN probably with Mariota will control the Super WBA belt. And then Demetrius Andrade just had a lonely WBO belt. See how everything they try to make you seem, they trying to put a facade up? It's not all bleak right now. It's not all dark. If Canelo goes to 168, trust and believe me, if Caleb Plant beat Jose Uzatagi, that's the IBF belt. David Benavidez will be champion and Reese will come back and get his WBC champion. The PBC owns 168 because the WBA in the 168 super middleweight it's going to stay with the zone, I would guess, between Callum Smith and Canelo Alvarez. And the IBF will be PBC with Caleb Plant if he beats Uzataki. And then the WBC belt, I'm pretty sure David Benavidez will get it back. And then ESPN owns the WBO. Gilberto Ramirez, he be fighting Jesse Hart real soon. So as bleak as people making it seem in this DEFCON 4, it's not really written in concrete. So Charlo doesn't legitimately have to bust a major move right now. He has in a position of leverage. This guy's just not a top 10 contender looking for a shot, looking for a hand-me-out. This is a guy that earned a mandatory shot, if you like it or not. So he doesn't have to jump ship to the zone right now. He can let this play out, and it can play out in his favor starting off next weekend with Derevchenko beating on Danny Jacobs, and then it can start off next year when, you know, after Canelo's voluntary fight, is he going to come back down to 60 and fight fight Charlo, or is he going to try to do a unification bout if Danny Jacobs beat Derevchenko and get an exception? And at that point, then they have to pay Charlo step-aside money. If Charlo doesn't accept step-aside money, then again, Charlo has the right to sue through the Muhammad Ali Act, especially if he doesn't get a shot by the end of 2019. So Charlo can he's in a perfect position. He's in a perfect position. Everybody making it seem like he's in a position of fetalness or weakness. Sorry, fetalness is not a word. He's in a position of weakness. He's not really in a position of weakness. He's in a lot better position than a lot of other people are. Because either he could sue the WBC for not doing right by him, and that's a lot of money you could sue them from, like hundreds of $millions or $50 million. I forgot what the last guy did when he bankrupted. I think it was the WBC or WBA through that rule, okay, or through law. So, you know, it starts next week. If Derevchenko win, that's a win for PBC. That's a win for Charlo. And then eventually if Canelo stays at 168 or drop the belt and avoid him, that's a win again. And just that quick, the PBC owns 68. That quick, if Caleb Plant beats Uzataki, they own 160. And the only thing that the zone actually controls will be heavyweight in the 3 title belts that was Anthony Joshua. That's it. That it just is that quick in that scenario. You know, so they don't own nothing. And I hear the brother Fred from Barbershop Conversation say PBC got a hell of a lineup they about to unveil. So, just that quick in that scenario is what they're not telling you. So, he don't have to rush over to the zone unless the bag is right. He don't have to rush over there. Square business. He don't have to rush over there. You know? He got options. He can wait it out. And the options can all be in his favor. And he can end up with 2 titles, the IBF and the WBC. And Andrade 1 title. So then who got to come to who then? If they really want to fight, though we know Andrade don't want the smoke. So there's no rush for for Jermall Charlo to come to the zone. There's no rush. He has leverage. People act like he has no leverage. He has plenty of leverage. And it starts next week with Derevchenko. He has plenty of leverage. And the middleweights don't have no superstar. Canelo's a good superstar, but other than that, he don't want to come back down to fight. He's going to drop those belts, family. I'm telling y'all. It might not be next. It might not be the day after next, but eventually he's going to drop the belt, and Charlo going to get his belt. And y'all going to try to, Canelo better at super middleweight. He fight Callum Smith, he getting smashed. Unless they play Callum Smith to lay down. You know, but hey, Goodfellas Sports TV. Want to drop this gem real quick on y'all. Got some more videos coming. About to chop them up real quick. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, holding it down like my Master P, my P voice, man. But make sure y'all follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you want to make a donation, the PayPal link is in the description of the donation. Shout out to everybody that donate. Shout out to everybody that share the video. Shout out to everybody that's on our morning boxing talk show, early morning grind, 8:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, right here Eastern Standard Time on Goodfellas Sports TV. Y'all know what the business is.